Mahoney's The Myth of Arrival is a thought-provoking work that delves into the idea that the human experience is one of constant movement and change, rather than one of arrival or completion. Through his use of literature, philosophy, and personal anecdotes, Mahoney argues that the idea of arrival is a myth that is deeply ingrained in our culture and that it leads to a feeling of dissatisfaction and unfulfillment. The central argument of The Myth of Arrival is that human beings are always in a state of becoming, and that the idea of arrival is an illusion. Mahoney suggests that the human experience is one of constant movement and change, and that the idea of arriving at a final destination is a false one. He argues that the belief in the possibility of arrival leads to a feeling of dissatisfaction and unfulfillment, as individuals are always striving for something that is ultimately unattainable. Mahoney uses literature, philosophy, and personal anecdotes to support his argument. He references works such as Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot and Henry David Thoreau's Walden to illustrate the human desire for arrival and the futility of that desire. He also uses personal anecdotes to show how the belief in arrival can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction and unfulfillment. Waiting for Godot is a particularly poignant example, as the two main characters are in a state of constant waiting, never arriving or completing their journey. Mahoney argues that this theme is reflective of the human experience. We are always waiting and striving, never arriving at our destination. In one scene of the play, the two characters debate the idea of arrival. One says that they have arrived, while the other insists that they are still on the journey. This scene serves to illustrate the futility of chasing after an arrival that can never be reached. In Walden, Thoreau also contends that life is a journey and not a destination. He problematizes the notion of arrival and maintains that life is a process of constant change and growth. For Thoreau, the point of life is to find contentment in the journey, instead of searching for an unattainable destination. This might sound like a cliché, but the deeper point is that true fulfillment and satisfaction come from accepting life as it is, and not trying to control outcomes. This is a difficult lesson to learn and one that is often met with resistance. However, by embracing life's changing nature and accepting the journey, we can gain a sense of peace and harmony that is not found in the pursuit of an impossible goal. In other words, Mahoney's The Myth of Arrival serves as a reminder to embrace the journey and to appreciate all the moments along the way, even if that journey leads us to a utopian state of post-humanity. Mahoney's The Myth of Arrival has a significant relevance to the movement of transhumanism. Transhumanism is a movement that aims to use technology to enhance human capabilities and transcend the limitations of the human body and mind. It proposes the idea of a post-human state, where humans will have overcome their physical and mental limitations. However, Mahoney's argument that the human experience is one of constant movement and change, and that the idea of arrival is an illusion, can be applied to the transhumanist movement. Transhumanism argues that through technology, humans can transcend the limitations of the human body and mind and arrive at a post-human state. This idea of arrival, where humans will have overcome their physical and mental limitations, can be seen as a form of the myth of arrival. Transhumanists believe that through technology they will have arrived at a final destination, a post-human state, but as Mahoney argues, the human experience is one of constant movement and change, and the idea of arrival is an illusion. Mahoney's argument that the belief in arrival can lead to a lack of appreciation for the present moment is also relevant to transhumanism. Transhumanists often focus on the potential of technology to enhance human capabilities and transcend the limitations of the human body and mind, but they may overlook the present moment and the possibilities and potential for growth within the current human state.